Welcome to Guangzhou. This is a city that's incredibly inclusive and just bursting with energy. It carries the glorious history of a 1,000-year-old trading hub, while keeping that vibrant, bustling street life alive and well. And there's this unique, laid-back vibe here that you won't find anywhere else. Just a stool, a folding fan, and a pot of tea. That's all you need to enjoy some Cantonese opera and soak in the leisure time. A table full of Cantonese dishes, some morning dim sum, and a bowl of slow-cooked soup. That's how you truly taste the flavors of Lingnan. If you're planning a trip to Guangzhou, then you definitely don't want to miss this guide. We'll be covering everything: the routes, timing, where to stay, what to eat, and we've even got a visual version for you. This is perfect for first-timers in Guangzhou. If that's you, go ahead and hit that like button and save this for later. I'm Yuexiu, and I love making travel guides as I explore. And I'm Hao Aniu, on a mission to eat my way around the world. Our latest stop, Guangzhou. To be honest, we felt a lot of pressure making a guide for Guangzhou. Why? Because a huge chunk of our followers are actually from Guangdong. So, to make sure this guide is top-notch, we reached out to a lot of our local friends for advice. We even brought in some high-tech help. We used this travel-focused app called Wenlo to help plan the whole itinerary. Now, I'm going to put in a pretty detailed request and let it generate a travel guide for us. Help me create a 3-day route for a first-time visitor to Guangzhou. I want to experience the local culture, eat authentic food, visit the iconic landmarks, and have it all logically planned out without doubling back. In just a few seconds, the AI started crunching the data and gave us a recommended route. So, by combining our own scouting, local tips, and the app's plan, we've put together a perfect 3-day trip. Day 1 is all about experiencing the 100-year-old charm of Xiguan. Day 2, we'll dive into 1,000 years of Cantonese history, and Day 3, we'll see the modern side of this metropolis. We've also mapped out all the spots we're mentioning, so you can see exactly where they are on the map. Unlike our usual guides, besides the overall route, we've got daily route maps generated by the app, making it way easier to visualize the trip and see where everything is located. Each color represents a different day schedule. For accommodation, we recommend staying near Beijing Road or the Chen Clan Ancestral Hall, or basically any subway station around there. This whole area is right in the heart of the action. There's food everywhere, and everything you need is right at your fingertips. Now, let's kick off our cultural and culinary journey through Guangzhou. We're starting the day with some exquisite dim sum and ending it with a spectacular Cantonese opera performance. Day 1, experiencing the century-old charm of Xiguan. Morning tea, or yum cha, is such a massive part of Guangzhou's food culture. So, if you're here for a food tour, you simply cannot skip it. For our first meal, we're heading straight for a tea house, but with so many choices. How do you pick? Well, based on the tips from our friends, we've narrowed down a few great options for you to check out. And feel free to share your own favorites too. The one we picked is Yindang Restaurant at the Cultural Park location. The entrance is a bit hard to find. Just follow your GPS and take the elevator up to the 3rd floor. Friends, this place is seriously good. We ordered a few dishes, and not a single one was a letdown. Some even had a creative twist. For instance, I absolutely loved this seaweed and matcha lava bun. And let me tell you all a little money-saving tip. If you pay the bill before 10:45 in the morning, many dim sum restaurants will offer a discount. Another little tip is to bring your own tissues before you head out. Restaurants here in Guangzhou rarely provide free tissues, and they charge quite a lot for them. We just kept a pack of tissues in our bag. It made eating out during our trip much more convenient. After we were full, we started our city walk for the day. If you follow our itinerary, you'll find it's not too tiring and has some nice surprises. After leaving the dim sum restaurant, turn right and walk 60 meters to reach the Guangzhou 13 Factories Museum. The museum is built right on the site of the Qing Dynasty's 13 Factories commercial district. It mainly showcases the century-long history of the 13 factories, from the opening of the port to their decline in modern times. You can get a clear understanding of Guangzhou's heritage as a 1,000-year-old commercial capital, and its early global trade. The exhibits are very exquisite. I suggest you all come for a visit. After leaving the museum, cross the road and walk towards the river. Walk for 210 meters to reach the Creative Pier. This Creative Pier area is so much fun to explore. You can just walk along with the river breeze blowing against you. It feels very comfortable. Plus, you'll constantly see unique buildings that are great for taking pictures and just for strolling past. As for these few buildings, they are the old site of the Guangdong Postal Administration and the Canton Customs House. Inside, they now have the Postal Museum and the Canton Customs Museum, respectively. Friends who are interested can go inside for a visit. Keep walking along the river for about 326 meters, and you'll reach another special place. Shamian Island, it actually has a close historical connection with the 13 Factories Museum we just visited. After the 13 factories were destroyed in the war, Shamian was established as the British and French concession, becoming a continuation of that period in history. After this became the British and French concession. A large number of Westerners built over 100 buildings here with distinct European characteristics. They gradually transformed Shamian into a place with a continental European flair. If you plan your visit here for the morning, there will be far fewer tourists. The island has wide roads and is shaded by lush trees, making it very comfortable for a stroll or just to sit and relax. Friends who love to take photos will get some beautiful shots here. So everyone, don't you think this itinerary is pretty well planned? If you think it's not bad, please give our video a free like. We've also uploaded and shared the route on the Wenli app. The creator function in the app is quite useful. If you're also a creator who loves to share your travels, you can join this creator community. For lunch today, you can eat at Woodside Tea, near Shamian Island. It's 793 meters away, and it's a noodle shop that has been listed in the Michelin Guide for several years in a row. A bowl costs just over 10 yuan, a Michelin-starred meal that's easy on the wallet, and the food is fantastic. After we finish eating, we'll continue our tour and head to Liwan Lake Park, which is about 1.5 kilometers away. You can get there by taxi or by using a bike share. If you know how to ride one, using a shared bike to get around Guangzhou is actually pretty convenient. On the way, you'll pass by Yangqing, but it's much prettier at night, so we'll skip it for now. Liwan Lake Park is pretty big inside, so you can set your destination for the Liwan Lake Grand Theater and start exploring from there. Every afternoon from 2 to 5 p.m., the Grand Theater hosts free Cantonese opera performances, which is a great way to immerse yourself in the art and culture of Sichuan life. Across from the Grand Theater is the Liwan Museum. The ticket is 5 yuan, and you can explore all 4 of its halls. Our favorite was the former residence of Chanliangjiang. It's a yellow building that looks stunning in the afternoon sun. And both the exterior and interior have a really special atmosphere. After that, continue walking deeper into the park. You'll find other interesting spots to explore, like Pantong Wuyu. Finally, before dinner, leave through the park's east gate. Once you exit the park, you'll be on Longjin West Road, which is a great place to find dinner for the evening. Along this road are several restaurants that my local friends frequent, like Jinjin Restaurant, Shijupu, and Longsheng. All 3 of them are pretty good. Just pick whichever one doesn't have a line when you get there. They're all close to each other. After dinner, we'll head to Yangqing, which is 965 meters away, so you can take a slow walk over to help with digestion. On the way, you'll pass Anning Road, which is Guangzhou's longest and best preserved kilo or arcade-style street. They're both beautiful and practical, providing shade from the sun and shelter from the rain, which makes life very convenient for both locals and tourists. Yangqing is a historic and cultural district that was renovated from the original old streets and alleys. It's filled with lots of interesting little shops, making it a great place to buy some souvenirs from Guangzhou. Inside the area, you'll also find the Cantonese Opera Art Museum. Head down to the basement level 1 to look around. Here, you can learn all about Cantonese opera. There's a pretty interesting interactive installation on the museum's basement level 1. You can see portraits of many famous Cantonese opera performers on the wall. And you can even put on headphones to listen to clips of their performances. And at 7:30 p.m., there's another free Cantonese opera performance. A beautiful stage has been built in the middle of a pool, and masters of the art give passionate performances on it daily. The opera we saw this afternoon at the Liwan Lake Grand Theater was more about everyday life, whereas the one at the museum feels more official. Each has its own unique charm. So as you watch, you can appreciate the subtle differences between them. Besides the museum, there's another interesting spot, and that's the Moon Bridge right next to it. When the White Arch Bridge is lit up at night, its reflection in the water makes it look like a crescent moon, which is incredibly beautiful. After this, you can just wander around a bit more before heading back to the hotel to rest. And that's the end of our first day, climbing the central axis of the ancient city to visit a king's tomb and a famous ancestral hall. On day 2 of our trip, we're experiencing 1,000 years of Guangzhou's history. Today, we're kicking off our journey with a classic Guangzhou breakfast, rice noodle rolls. You don't need to search for any particular place. Any breakfast shop near where you're staying that has managed to stay in business will generally be pretty good. Our first stop is the Chen Clan Ancestral Hall. Tickets are 10 yuan per person, and remember to book in advance. It's closed on Tuesdays, and don't let the name and appearance fool you into thinking it's just a family ancestral hall. In reality, it's a national first-class museum. It is the largest, best preserved, and most exquisitely decorated ancestral hall-style building in China, hailed as the pearl of Lingnan architectural art. Every roof here is incredibly lively. These decorative ridges depict hundreds of figures. Each section tells its own little story. This immortal's attendant is super cute. What are you doing? Rock and roll never dies. Besides the roof ridges, the wood carvings and stone carvings are also incredibly exquisite. You can't help but marvel at the craftsman's work, which is truly masterful. After our visit, we're heading to Shihuo Road for lunch, which is 1.3 kilometers away. For today's meals, we decided to eat on Shihuo Road because many of our local friends told us that this street has a lot of authentic local eatery. But while they all said Shihuo Road has great food, they didn't specify which exact places to go to. So if you have any recommendations, feel free to drop them in the comments. That way, friends who come later can use the comments as a guide. But what about us, who are here right now? Luckily, I have a great travel assistant, the Well app. In just a moment, Well listed several great places to eat on Shihuo Road. On top of that, this app has another amazing feature, which is its AI search function. Click this button, and it can even describe the general cooking methods for the restaurant's dishes. And it also suggests what to order from the menu. For a foodie like me, this is incredibly helpful and practical while traveling. Besides this place I'm eating at, Tangyuan Shenzhen, Wen also gave a few other options. Nan Fenyuan Sesame Paste House, Jelin Duo, and Wenji Yifen. We tried them all. You can't go wrong with any of them, so feel free to use this as a reference. This video is mainly focused on the travel route. We have another video, a Guangzhou food map, where we'll explore dozens of delicious eateries in Guangzhou. You can give us a like and stay tuned for more. Is it good? Delicious. With our bellies full, we're setting off again. Next stop, the Museum of the Nanyu King. 1.5 kilometers away. The Museum of the Nanyu King is split into two exhibition areas, the King's Tomb and the King's Palace. They aren't in the same location, so if you're short on time and have to choose, we'd recommend visiting the King's Tomb section. Tickets are 10 yuan per person. To buy tickets in advance, you also need to book ahead on the mini program. The Nanyu Kingdom was the first local regime in the Lingnan region, established over 2,000 years ago by Zhao Tu, a general from the Qin dynasty. It covered most of modern-day Guangdong, Guangxi, and northern Vietnam. The King's Tomb section of the museum that we're visiting is the burial site of the second-generation Nanyu King, Zhao Mo. Displayed inside are the artifacts from the tomb itself, using the most authentic. Tangible ruins and artifacts reveal the cultural origins of Guangzhou's urban civilization. After you're done with the museum, turn right outside the exit and walk for 237 meters, and you'll arrive at the west gate of Yuexiu Park. This is a huge park that's a blend of city landmarks, 1,000-year-old historic sites, and a recreational spot for locals. There are many advantages to entering from the west gate, and we'll get to them one by one. The first thing you'll come across is the 5 Ram statue. Actually, Guangzhou has another nickname, Ram City. Why is that? Well, it has a huge connection to the statue right behind me. Legend has it that an immortal being descended here, riding on a ram. He gifted the local people stalks of rice with 6 ears each, and blessed this land to be free from famine forever. After the immortal left, he left behind these 5 rams to guard Guangzhou. And that's why Guangzhou is also called Ram City. As you walk up the ramp, on your right-hand side is the ancient city wall from the Ming Dynasty. It's the oldest surviving city wall in Guangzhou. At the top of the slope, you'll see Canton Tower, which is also the Guangzhou Museum. If you're interested, feel free to go in for a visit. Most importantly, along this path, you'll run into tons of adorable cats that aren't afraid of people. Finally, when you reach the Sun Yat-sen Memorial Monument, you can exit through the south gate to get to the Sun Yat-sen Memorial Hall. This arrangement allows you to go down steps the whole way, saving energy as you leave the park. Once you exit the park south gate, the Sun Yat-sen Memorial Hall is right across the street. The bronze statue of Mr. Sun Yat-sen and the large lawn area are free to visit. The interior of the building is a large auditorium, which requires a 10 yuan ticket to enter. It also houses an exhibition on the historical achievements of Mr. Sun Yat-sen, so you can decide for yourselves whether to go in or not. In the evening, we head to Beijing Road, 1.4 kilometers away. This is a very lively commercial pedestrian street in Guangzhou, perfectly blending the richness of 1,000 years of history with the vitality of a modern city. There are a few places here that we found to be really impressive. On the first basement level of Grandview Mall, a large shopping center, you'll actually find the ruins of a water management project from the Western Han Dynasty. Right behind me is the wooden water gate from the Nanyue Kingdom. I never would have thought that beneath such a bustling shopping mall upstairs, the first basement level would be so quiet, and that this whole area is a protected cultural heritage site. They did a pretty good job with this. It's quite amazing. Then, in the middle of the bustling city, there's the 1,000-year-old Dafo Temple, which is brilliantly lit up at night. Especially the Hongfa building at the very back. It's both magnificent and solemn. You can take a souvenir photo here. You can grab dinner around Beijing Road tonight. Although it's quite commercialized here, there are still plenty of delicious restaurants to choose from. If you want a proper sit-down meal, you can go to Fulan Restaurant. Their crispy pork knuckle is pretty good. If you want something simpler, you can opt for Chaoji claypot rice. The flavor of the rice and the crispy crust is absolutely incredible. We've tried both, and you can't go wrong with either. If you have recommendations for other restaurants, feel free to share them. If you're already tired from all the walking, you can head back to the hotel to rest. But if you'd rather, you can keep walking. You can walk towards the Catholic Church, about 435 meters away, and you'll reach the bank of the Pearl River, stroll along the river, enjoy the breeze, and admire the city's nightscape. It's incredibly pleasant. Plus, you can also see the slim waist, the Canton Tower, from here, and check it off your list a day early. Walk through trendy streets, take in the city's landmarks. Day 3, experiencing modern city life. For the first 2 days, we were in the old districts, soaking up the history and culture of Guangzhou. Next, we're heading to the Tian district to experience the big city feel of a first year, metropolis. But before we leave, we still need to grab breakfast in Yuexiu. After all, Yuexiu and Liwan simply have more delicious food. For breakfast today, we chose Liu Fuji, a noodle shop that has been featured in the Michelin Guide for several years running. Their broth is very rich, and the noodles are perfectly chewy. It tastes fantastic. After we finished, Guangzhou's famous Dongshanku area was right next door. The neighborhood is full of creative shops and boutiques that you can browse at your leisure. No wonder a friend once joked that this area is so damp with trendiness that it might make your joints ache. You really do see so many fashionable guys and girls walking around. Next, we're off to Tian District. You can take the Line 1 metro from Dongshanku to Zailu Station. Here's a little tip for everyone taking the subway. In the WeChat Ride Code mini program, activate it and link your information. And then you can just scan a QR code to ride the subway. It's extremely convenient. Near to Zailu Station, there are several large shopping malls with a huge variety of stores inside for those of you who want to do some shopping. You can shop till you drop here. Today, we're having lunch at Yuexiu Park. And we chose a rather famous Guangzhou restaurant, Baiyunshan. The prices are a bit on the high side, but you can definitely taste the quality of the ingredients. They use good stuff. Especially their signature dish, the secret recipe black char siu. It's the perfect balance of fatty and lean meat. One bite is absolutely amazing. If you're looking for something with better value, there are plenty of other options in the mall. After lunch, just cross the street, and you'll be in the Liuyang community. This is a trendy lifestyle community that has been converted from old residential buildings. The entire neighborhood feels like an open-air treasure maze. It's filled with independent coffee shops, vintage stores, small bistros, and creative boutiques. There's no set route to follow. You can just wander around freely. Stop at a unique coffee shop for a cup of coffee. Sit for a while and slow down the pace of your trip. Oh, by the way, we also saw them starting to put up beautiful New Year's decorations on the streets. Over the past few days, we made a point to ask many of the shopkeepers, and they said they will all remain open during the Spring Festival. So, if you're also wondering where to go for the Spring Festival, then Guangzhou would be an excellent choice. After leaving the Liuyang community, those of you with more energy can continue walking along the central axis to keep exploring. We were feeling a bit lazy, so at Huangpudada Station, we continued our tour. We, being a bit lazy, took the 8 p.m. line from Huangpudada Station. The subway goes directly to the Grand Theater Station, and when you come out, it's right on the side. That's the Guangzhou Museum. Remember that you also need to book in advance. Overall, after looking around, we felt the Provincial Museum was a pretty good experience. The exhibits are exquisite and diverse, not as boring as people say online. We also saw the legendary Guangzhou jade carving of white-cut chicken. It's located in the Gem Hall inside the Natural History Exhibition Hall on the 4th floor. For friends who want to check it out, make sure you don't go to the wrong place. So why is this white-cut chicken listed as one of the museum's greatest treasures. I was also very curious. We can go ask the Wenlu app for some information. It turns out, after getting a tip from the Wenlu app, we learned that the white-cut chicken isn't actually one of the museum's greatest treasures. As for this piece, it was meticulously carved from Guangzhou jade, which is unique to Guangdong, and the whole sculpture is so lifelike. From a distance, you think it was real. Plus, since everyone loves this famous Cantonese dish, it's very popular, which led many netizens to mistakenly believe it's a museum treasure. So this white-cut chicken isn't a museum treasure after all. It's a good thing the Wenlu app let us know. Otherwise, it would have always been an interesting misunderstanding. After leaving the museum, walk to 138 meters, cross the bridge, and you'll arrive at Hexinsha. The stage from the opening ceremony of the Guangzhou Asian Games is still preserved here, and sometimes it's still used. When you get to this spot, you can finally see Guangzhou's landmark, the Canton Tower, up close. We quickly press the shutter to get a photo together. Just kidding, there are many great opportunities here for a good photo with the Canton Tower, and we'll recommend our favorite one to you all. After entering Hexinsha, on your right-hand side, you'll reach Ersha Island Art Park in a few minutes. Here, you can capture the Great Lawn and the Canton Tower in the same shot, and you can also avoid the crowds. For any friends who come here to visit and want to take a photo from the same spot, well, you just need to look for this one line, because this is the only one line that goes directly to the Canton Tower. After taking your photos, you can also sit on the lawn, feel the river breeze, and watch a sunset. If you want to get to the base of the Canton Tower, you can just walk across the Haixin Bridge, the Cross River Bridge right next to it. The view of the city's sunset from up there is also excellent. For dinner tonight, we chose Chenghui Restaurant, located 2.9 kilometers from the Canton Tower. After seeing the white-cut chicken at the museum, today we definitely have to satisfy that chicken craving. Their sunflower chicken is the signature dish. It's fresh and sweet, and the chicken isn't dry at all. The other dishes are also delicious, and the portions are huge. Friends, you can consider choosing this after eating. You can take a walk and then head back to the hotel to rest, ending today's itinerary. For the final part of our Guangzhou trip, we want to chat with you all about making travel plans before your trip. Do you all find this process tedious? You need to consider whether the accommodation is too comfortably. Verify the authenticity of tourist spots and check if your itinerary is logical, and so on. Nowadays, when you search online, the information is just overwhelming. It's all guides or posts on what to avoid. Our approach to making guides is to collect and organize information, then verify it in person, and then produce a guide for everyone to use, and sharing a similar philosophy is. This travel app called Wenlu, they champion a maximalist approach, believing that travel is not a simple matter. The app will help you consider accommodation, transport, food, and even niche requests. Honestly, it's the first time I've ever seen a travel app that even factors in the weather for your travel day. You can just type all your personal travel needs into the dialog box. They use a powerful AI algorithm to integrate community content and the latest information to create a travel plan that's better tailored to your needs. Leaving the tedious parts to Wenlu undoubtedly makes planning a trip much easier. We've been using it for a while now, and not gonna lie, this app genuinely wants us to enjoy our travels. Whether you're a J-type who loves to plan out long trips, or a more spontaneous P-type, as long as you love to travel, this app will be a great fit for you. You can go ahead and download the app to your phone. It will definitely be a big help when you travel. That concludes our relaxing 3-day food tour of Guangzhou. You won't be disappointed. The history and cultural heritage behind the food, as well as the humorous and hospitable people of Guangzhou, are all reasons why everyone should visit Guangzhou at least once. Trust me, it's absolutely a trip worth making. Of course, Guangzhou has many more delicious and fun things to recommend. We welcome all you friends to add your suggestions in the bullet comments and the comment section. A Guangzhou food video is also coming soon, so we hope you'll stay tuned. For this super detailed 3-day Guangzhou travel guide, I want to thank the friends who helped plan it and gave their strong support, helping us create the content for this guide. To make it easier for more people to visit Guangzhou, let's show our thanks in the chat. Let's go! Seriously, I never imagined so many people online would help out. You all are just amazing. For the text and image version of this guide, we've prepared 2 options. The first is the same as before. Give us a triple like, follow us, and send a private message with the keyword Guangdong to get the text and image versions of all the Guangdong travel guides we've made. There's also another way. We've uploaded this trip's itinerary too. Wenlo, if you want to follow along without any planning, just download Wenlo and search for My Diki's Guangzhou Guide, then click copy to my route to follow it with one tap. It also includes a detailed route map for you to use. Of course, you can also adjust this route based on your own preferences. For example, if you're more of a foodie, you can have Wenlo help you add more restaurants. Or, for instance, if you have a fourth day and want to go to Chimelong, you can have it plan that for you too. We can help you continue to plan and add more routes. Click on the collections on our homepage to see more guides we've made for popular cities. Good places are worth experiencing in person. I'm Yuexiu, and I'm How Are You? We've made the mistakes so you don't have to. See you next time. Model.